Welcome, everybody. Um, Today we're gonna take a tech and chill. Welcome, everybody. Give me a second. Today we're gonna talk about tech and chill. I send the link to a guest. So let's start the intro. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. This is Tech for Uni, and today we're gonna discuss tech. The tech that is out and tech in general and everything. So just general tech. Salute to Ricardo. And sorry, let me grab my iPad. I don't like to look down. How you doing, my brother? Just put this right like this. I don't want to drop my tablet. Let me see if my okay, my guest will be coming soon. I just read that, so let me continue. Yeah, I just want to clarify something. And Vision Pro, everybody's complaining about the price, but I check and I look and I study it, and yes, people say it's Apple, it's expensive, this and that. But give me a second. But let me clarify myself and my stand. From what I saw from the keynote, I was not there. I like the tech. I look up the tech. They got the M2, got 4K, and they got a bunch of speakers and all that. I think the price is right for the tech. The Mark Zuckerberg say, "Oh, that's not da 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 da." Okay, it's fine. Then front page made it a thing. He said that it is good for the tech that isn't there, but Apple did it wrong because Apple is all about the people. I watched his video front page tech. Sorry, John Prosser. And let me clarify this. I agree with him 100% on everything. He may open my eyes. He say, Apple for the people. Apple want the tech to be used with the people and want interactions and all that, right? But this is already, we already are in our bubbles and everything. So he was saying, in other words, this is going to make us more secluded because we're going to live on a headset and, and the human connectivity and all that. So that's one thing. So let me go over here. What do you think about the Apple prohibition? I think it's worth all the money. And this is on computer, its own platform, my brother. So therefore, I think the price is correct. The people that complain, this is the first gen beta, and also, well, not beta, but it's the first gen product. And also put the tablet right here. I don't want to drop it. And also, let's be real on the situation. Let's speak for what it is. For what it is, it got so much tech. It got an M2 chip. I mean, and people complain. The only thing is just like front page text say is just Apple. It didn't present it or market it correctly. I will draw the video if I remember after this on the link. And you know what? As a matter of fact, give me a second. If I find it, I'll link it right now. Bear with me. Because this video is open people's eyes. And bear with me, I'm gonna look for it right now. This is not the future of Apple Vision Pro. Perfect explanation that I was like, oh my god, give me a second. Sorry, let me share this link. Let me go back. I'm trying to get the link, and then I will go back to the chat. Let me bring my guest. There's a link for front page tech and stuff like that. Make sure I don't drop nothing. TA, let me know if you're ready. Put your thumbs up. Okay, I'm gonna. Are you ready? Just put your thumbs up. Okay. Anyway, just let me know. So let me say what's up to everybody. Let me go back up. Holla at your boy. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Jojo the Techie. Thanks for being here, amiga. Uh, and yeah, so for the tech, for the tech, it's just I think the price is right. I think people is just overlooking. Also, let's talk about my favorite. I got two favorite product besides the Pixel software and its general tech. So I want to go to the actual tablet, and also I like my Apple Watch. It's over there. I'm not gonna get up. Oh, the Apple Watch, no matter what model, but I'm in love with the Ultra. If y'all want to hold debacle, check out my latest tweet on the Apple Watch. I forgot to took out the case because I put a case, and that tweet went broke all internet. It's already 68. People tweeted at me, attacked me, everything from left to right. If you want to have it, thing, I didn't. One person told me to take it off and delete it, but I did not. I didn't want to give that satisfaction to people. I just made a general statement that is worth every penny, and people say, "Oh, that's fake." I forgot to take the case off that I bought. I took the case, which I kind of broke the case. I got to buy it again because it was just not fit. That was my fault. Took it the wrong way. It's not really broken, but one part got weakened, so it's going to get cracked pretty soon. So I'll get it next month. And you want to see all that debacle? I digress. The topic's not about that, but go check it out. And just this is why Twitter's a dumpster fire. I reply to people and stuff like that, but I never tweet. The rare times that I tweet, people attack me. But I'm gonna leave it as that. I just started to my core viewers out here. You want to have it live? If you want to go at it and tackle, that's on you. I'm not telling you to defend me. I'm just saying, honestly, it was just a dumpster fire because, oh, that's fake. Oh, why are you protecting it? It's strong material. And read what Big Dog said. He was right and everything. And I was like, wow, he got a case too. He mentioned a couple of stuff. But I'll leave it as that. Continue. So, yeah, for what it is, I like the tech. Got to protect your investment, but I'll leave it as that. I just wanted to say that if you want to have a chart on the left, I'm not going to take it down. Hey, engagement is engagement and whatever. And welcome, Sharkfin and Bobby. I put the link for the front page tech on video because he spoke about the Vision Pro and he said it's not the thing for Apple because it's just the bubble and seclusion people and it's not the interaction with other people. You could, but just watch it. You understand what I mean because I can't explain it that well like he articulated. So that's one thing I want to say. So yeah, any questions? Y'all let me know. So yeah, also got it. I got a bunch of cases and all that. So I got to clean the lens. Oh, this lens get dirty always. So far, I'm loving it. I got the same layout but different colors. I do the same layout but different colors. Put it down. Oops. I don't know if y'all can see it. There's a whole page dedicated to Apple. But to Google. People told me, why you got a Google page? If y'all know, because y'all not techie, I tell them, Google paid a lot of money to be the search engine of Apple. So stop it. Oh, that's there. Look it up. You're not techie. I told my friends and family they're not techie. That's all I wanted to say. So, I like Google products. I'm gonna use Google products. Why not? You go down here. Oh, LeSean, by the way, accident video. You dropped it, cleaning with the editing and stuff like that. Okay, I don't know what happened to my guest, but he came in and he said, wait, and he left. Maybe something expected came in. He'll let me know or text me or whatever. But yeah, also, what else I want to talk? Finally, I charged my Apple Watch today. Maybe it's the way that I used to, but I did a research, and a lot of people that are not divers and all that. Let me break it down. Let's go for the Apple Watch Ultra. I should have had it right here, but let's break it down. For what it is, it got a major flaw. Let's talk about Garmin. Let's talk about all those big ass watches. Excuse my language. All those big watches. They got days and days of battery when you go out there and do expedition, Mount Everest, and you do days after day. Take a days to whatever you're doing. And for this one, I'm gonna fix myself. For that category, it's not it. Let me explain. No matter how much tech, how much you could dive, how much expedition you could go, if the battery's not there, it's not there. If you hike for 4 or 5 days, if you take expedition, if you too hard, you take power banks, depending on the weather, that take a hit on the power bank, you take it, you gotta charge it. After 3 days, you gotta charge it. Depending how massive you're using it, and depending if you got the lifestyle, it's not gonna last. Yes, I understand what Apple did, but I want your opinion, because if you think about it from the logic perspective, I was thinking. Let me know when you're ready. Put a thumbs up. Okay, I'm just waiting for my guess. Okay, here it goes. There you go.
Hey, what's up, man? Sorry about that. I was all discombobulated.
No, it's fine. I
I
just want to
actually,
make this statement, and you told me from right or wrong. The Apple Ultra, for what it was made, for the divers and all that, is not it. Let me explain. The
yep,
battery life, if you buy a Garmin or you buy particular watches for that, they'll last a week or a week and a half.
yep,
But if you go on an expedition for hell, week and a half or 2 weeks, the watch is not going to last.
right.
So that's one thing. I know what Apple made it. I want your honest opinion. I know what Apple made it for, and that is good for the average consumer. You could dress it up and look fabulous with the mini knees lube and everything. But now I'm gonna pass it to you. Am I right on that area, or am I wrong?
I mean, I don't have the watch per se, but I mean, I think um, it is a really cool watch. Bulky, absolutely, but I mean,
Beautiful.
yeah, it is beautiful. It's big. It's for those people, as we all know, for hikers and bike
Yeah,
riders.
but think about it. If the battery's not there, how you gonna have it more than a week? Because if you're pushing it only the last 3 days, so that's it. That's why I put a question mark. That's the answer that I'm answering you. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, 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 no. But yeah, like I said, you know, and it's not only for those people; it's for people who want the battery life. For the people who do care about those features that come with the Apple Watch Ultra. I know a lot of people who aren't, hikers, bike riders, and whatever, who aren't into sports and still have the Apple Watch Ultra just because it looks like a nice watch. And not only that, but it it's it works. The battery life in itself speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And it does for your average consumer and for your mid people. But if you want on expedition, it's not going to last. So therefore, you got to bring extra watches. So that
exactly.
mitigate the purpose of what it was done. I understand
Right.
what Apple did, but it's not a conventional battery. On the area, see, on the area, I'll say it was made for that, for like snippets of that. If you like 10, 20 minutes or an hour, 2 hours, okay, that's fine. But if you're going for a full expedition, I say no, that's not it. So right
Right.
there, Apple missed the mark. And that's what I'm trying to see if you understand what I mean.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, yeah. It is expensive, but I think that down the line, Apple will make a watch that is more affordable, but still carries some, not all, but some of those features. And until then, I mean, you know, you can buy the Apple Watch Ultra or not. There's plenty of options out there. I mean, the Series 8. I even have the SE, and that's really good. And this is the first gen SE too. You know, I
Yeah,
and
cool.
you know, and now we have the second gen SE, which is even better. So, there are a bunch of options out there. Right now, there for the new software update that's coming, WatchOS 10, the Apple Watch Series 4 and newer are
Mhm.
still great choices. People say, "Oh, you know, the Apple Watch Series 4 is old," but in my eyes, as long as it gets the updates, as long as it's still working, it's still a great watch. And not only that, but you can buy these watches. You don't have to go directly to Apple. You can go to Amazon or eBay or whatever and buy them for much cheaper than what you can buy at Apple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. If you hear the fan, forgive me, but it's hot in my room. But that's what I want to clarify to people, to be honest, because the true meaning of the watch is not there because of the battery. If you want to I'm talking about expedition more than
Right.
5 days. And
Right.
and I do understand they made it for that. It's okay if you go for one day and you do a little hike and all that. For the immediate moment is good, but for the long term of a true expedition is not there. So that's one thing that Apple was not truthful. And I'm
Yeah.
not and I'm not hitting hard on Apple. I'm just being realistic because I love the Apple Watch. That's the second best device that ever been done. Even
Mm,
though it's not the first company, but it's my
mhm.
second favorite device in the market. And that's what I'm fighting. But go ahead.
People come at me. People come at me because I'm some kind of big Apple fan. Apple
Yeah,
fan.
fanatic.
And honestly, it's not that I'm an Apple fan. It's just that it works. You know what I mean? And not only that, but you don't see, at least I haven't seen one article online that doesn't talk about, the Apple Watch saving somebody. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I've made a video talking about this. You don't see, oh, the Samsung watch saved this person's life. This watch saved this person's life in one way. It's all Apple related. And it's like Apple Watch, you whether or not you understand it, and whether or not you think it, Apple
Mhm.
Watch is the number one watch in the world right now. Whether you have Android or iOS, Apple Watch is the one that has been had more trustworthy. More trustworthy. You know.
Yeah, and also I want to clarify. I'm not. I'm a disclaimer. It's not about being an Apple fanboy because I started with Android and I still love Android and I still mess every day. My parents
But
got two Androids. They got the Samsung and they also got some other Android phone. I forgot the name of it, the Rebel. So I'm always messing with Android. But the thing is, when I go to their house, I help them. I just want to clarify that before somebody listen to this and attack. You know what I mean?
it's as they say. It's as they say. It's reliable and it just works. I'm not
Correct.
saying anything about all these other watches. Hey, to each their own. But sorry, I'm gonna go with the one that's number one out there. I'm not gonna go for something that's number two or number three, or last in the list. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if I
And
see
I'll tell you one more thing.
more people are having a better time with one watch, then I'm gonna go to that watch. I'm gonna go to that company. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
and I'll give it to Samsung. Samsung has something they mitigated. It was the payment. Remember back in the days, they payment work everywhere, and they took that out. I mean, see, I get credit where credit's due. That was the one of the good features. You
yeah,
know?
dude, exactly, exactly. And honestly, like I was a Samsung fan. I honestly so when I first my very first smartphone was an iPhone, but I had an iPhone 4 and I had so many issues. I
Hmm.
back in the day I wasn't, into tech and I wasn't, I didn't know about software bugs and this and that. If my phone didn't work, I would go to the store and say, "Hey, this is a damaged device and fix it for me, whatever." And honestly, like over time, I would go and I'm like, you know what? There actually came a time where I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm just gonna, if there's a problem, software side, then I'm gonna look it up and I'm going to fix it on my own rather than because it was one time, I don't know what it was. I think it just needed a reboot because I had so many songs and stuff back in the day. You would download songs from iTunes and fill up your storage, and I had that problem, and I'm like, okay, how am I filling up my storage with barely any videos, barely any pictures on my phone, but it was all the music. But I didn't know that, like so I would look it up, and
Yeah,
I saw
we gotta read this when you finish. Go ahead.
I saw I think Zolotech was the first video that I ever saw on iOS, and
Yeah, me
I
too.
started watching his videos. Then I went to Taylor Swift Tech. Then I went to this one, that one, you know, um, and that's how I got into tech. You know, but we cannot say that this is better than this or whatever. My thing is if it works for you, cool. If it doesn't, move to something else.
Yeah, because let me read this comments because there's two juicy comments. Yeah, but to be true, guy, no Android user, his or her's going to mind going to pay for that for the Apple Watch when the full Android benefits and functionality aren't going to be there. That's true because okay, you use whatever works. If you're an Android, why you need an Apple Watch? Unless you have both. And the next comment, I want to read it before we discuss this. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it left. There you go. Jojo say, valid points. The Apple Watch is great device. I like what you say. I'm not about to shift. Okay, but that's not for you. You're not in the ecosystem. So I
Exactly.
understand. I mean,
Exactly.
use whatever works for you. Look, I give it to Android. The best software of Android is Pixel. But go ahead, Taylor.
I just said it. I just said it. You know, to each their own. If Android works for you, awesome. If it doesn't, go to something else. Um, and again, I'm not saying that Android watches and Android phones aren't good. I'm just saying that for me, Apple's more reliable. Apple, and when you look up, smartwatches that save lives, Apple Watch is number one. You know, and
Oh,
that's what
also,
I vote for.
a good point from the perspective of your condition. What is accessibility is more open on iOS, but also um, Android got the best screen. It's AMOLED. I cannot deny that. I mean, Samsung got the best screen.
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
going
for
to
sure.
deny that. So
Yeah,
I
for
give
sure.
credit where they do. And Pixel got the best software.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, I gotta agree. I gotta agree. I think that especially Pixel has it down pat with the software. You know, not so much for the watch, but for their phones. The watch, I do gotta say, it is really good. I think that the overall design is really good. I was gonna make a video on this, and honestly, I don't know if I should or not, but I was experiencing not with Samsung in particular. Um, it was another third party watch that I had bought and reviewed um, uh, about a year ago, I think.
an Apple Watch channel, right?
Yeah, my Mr. Smartwatch channel. Actually, I will try to look up the video and link it as I'm talking. But
Hmm?
um, it's one of those, and I don't know if this is for like Samsung and other watches out there. It had the pin connecting, um, the pin connecting
Charging
watch
port.
band. Watch band.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm sorry, I'm like tired but
Oh,
anyway, um, so it had the pin connecting watch band. You try to get that in, and it's like you're trying to fiddle with it. me, as TechVD just said, I have a disability, so I'm not so good with my hands. And for people like that, those kind of watch bands are really, really tough, you know? And I think that if Samsung and other companies were to adopt something like the Apple Watch and Google, I think a lot more people would like that. And especially for these third party companies. I mean, I couldn't even believe how many third party companies have these kinds of watch bands, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
I got a question.
I'm not trying to say anything bad. Again, don't get me wrong. To each their own. But I think for the most part, a lot of people would prefer something that would just slide in and work versus having to fiddle with it for half an hour, and potentially breaking it, like I almost did to my friend's watch.
So
But
my question is, do you think I mean not Samsung, Android, any manufacturer could be United States anywhere? Android gonna make a rugged watch like the Ultra of Apple? Are they gonna do that in the future? Do you think that's gonna happen?
I
I'm
mean,
not talking about 3 years from now, like 4 or 5.
I would love to see that.
Mhm.
Uh, Sorry, I just
I think it's gonna happen. I
I,
don't think no time soon.
apparently there's another Mr. Smartwatch that has 5 subscribers. Okay, cool. I was just looking for my video and I just came across that. But anyway, yeah, I think that honestly that could happen. Um, as I've said, once more and more companies start doing this, once more companies start doing a new invention of some sort, all these other companies are going to follow. You know what I mean? I mean, look at Samsung. They started the foldable market, right? You know,
Hmm.
then came Oppo, then came I don't know, and now
Vivo and whoever else.
yeah, Vivo, um, and now we're on to Google. Now, a lot of people are saying that Apple still hasn't entered that market. I personally don't believe Apple will enter that market because they don't seem like that kind of company. But seeing how these companies are making these foldables, I think that Apple will eventually give in and say, hey, these companies have it. We have to make it. I mean, look at the AR glasses, or VR glasses, I should say, that just came out. You know,
Oh, don't
uh,
get me started with that. With Marcus Zuckerberg, we discussed. Yeah, we need to talk about that. That'll be the next subject.
don't make me start with that. Did you see my live stream with that?
I was there. Remember, we was talking.
Man, you gotta link that. I gotta link that after.
Yeah, yeah. Link it
That
when you
one,
get a chance.
that one was funny. I'm telling you. But anyway, it's stuff like that. Um, where is? Was it that long ago? I'm looking
Yeah,
at my
it's
video,
crazy.
I'm just like, damn, was it that long ago?
But I
Uh,
think I think Apple. I think if you did you watch Front Tech video?
yes, I did. I did.
He
That
had
was
some good points about the Vision
yeah,
Pro. He
yes.
would because it's what he said in short words. If we getting isolated from the world, that's what
Mhm.
he meant in short terms.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, um, but at the same time, like I said, once one company does something, another company is going to follow right after that, and that's how it's been for years. You know what I mean? Now, as I was saying, Apple's one of those companies that, yeah, they might take forever to invent something, and do something that another company has, but at least they are working harder and harder at it, because look at AirPower. They were saying that it was going to come out. They even said it on stage, even, and it never came out. So now they are, they took the step back and said, "Hey, we're not going to announce this until it's already getting into production. and it's good to go, you know. And I think that's the way to go for it, you know.
Yeah, and it's true. And if the company's wrong, I'm gonna tell her because I'm the first one to voiced in my voice when
Hmm.
Apple 10 a gate. I told my friend I was an Android, and because trust me, I'll say it out loud. I was an Apple hater. And then when I became a techie, I said I gotta try every tech because I gotta see what is out there. I cannot limit myself. I went and bought it, my first iPhone 7 because they didn't have the plus. I was mad because it was too small. So then I went to the A plus, and I was happy with the ecosystem. But I mean, I could use anything, whatever. I could use an Android right now. If you give me an Ultra, I'll use an Ultra, and make it my main device for 2 or 3 months. I'll take that challenge. It doesn't bother me because I love both but not ecosystem. I love both operating system.
Uh-huh.
Apple's copying Android, yes. All companies copy. What it's doing now? Second iteration of widgets. Now they're interacting. You know, so
Right.
they're both looking at like each other. Oh, wait, what are you doing? Okay, let me borrow that. Everybody borrow. There's nothing wrong with that. The
Right.
thing is, if you do it right, I don't care. Use whatever tool is good to you for your productivity. If you're coming from a techie person, if Android work for you, use Android. If Apple work for you, it doesn't matter. I don't have no stock in the company. I don't own the company. I should have stock, but I don't have none of that. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to be a lot of people fighting. Oh, well, what I'm getting out of it, giving free publicity without getting paid. No, no, thank you, Apple.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't do that. No, 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 that don't go over here. Yeah, I'll talk about it. This is the pro, this is the con, this is why I like it. And the informed buying decision is up to you. I
Exactly.
never persuade nobody. I just put everything on the table.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the way it should be, you know.
Mhm.
We I honestly think that nowadays you gotta be honest with not only yourself but the creators. You have to, yes, you know, I don't want to get into a whole debacle here, but um I think that you need to like what you're doing and know what you're doing to do that. You know what I mean? Like if you don't like to talk about Samsung, then don't talk about Samsung on your channel. You know what I mean? If you don't like to talk about Google, don't talk about Google on your channel. You got to do videos that you like too. Yes, it's good to do videos that get more engagement and whatever for the algorithm, but at the same time, you know, if you don't know what you're doing and talking about, why are you even doing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that is true. So far, like I say, the best product that I like from any tech company is tablet, and I'm pick the iPad. Second is the Apple Watch, and third, I like Pixel. I had a Nexus before. I had a Nexus 5, the original Nexus 5. So I
Yeah.
do love Pixel. And my cousin got the Pixel, and I'm teaching her how to use it, how to do a magic erase and everything. She got a Pixel 7. So, I mess with that phone. She's like 2 minutes away from me. When I go visit her, I teach her more and more. So I'm always using an Android. So will I ever go back to Android? Yeah, at one point I'll try Android. I will make it for a
If
whole cycle.
if I could, I would. I mean, I have the Pixel 4, which yeah, it's an old phone, but it works. And honestly, like I really love it. I think that okay, it may not be something that I would use on the daily for like a daily driver, but something for the side where I can do B-roll or whatever I need. I think it's a really really great phone. Um, Honestly, I think the cameras are slightly better on the Pixel than I think on the iPhone. I mean, I took a picture. I don't have it anymore, but I took a picture one time, um, and I
But
was blown away.
let's clarify that. Is the picture part, not the video. Let's clarify that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The video, it's okay, but the pictures are where it's at for sure.
Yeah, because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, you said the camera." See, when people say the Pixel camera is the best, I correct them. People get mad at me. I'm saying it's not fully there. It's 50%. The picture, yeah, it has improved in the video. The picture is dope. The pictures, nobody could dispute that. The video part, I'll give it to iPhone. I messed with both phones.
Yeah.
I took a whole two videos. I took one from my iPhone and one from the seven Pixel 7 for my cousin Saturday graduation. We was outside celebrating and rest in peace my aunt house. So we had a good time. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah, man, and that's the way it is. I mean, you gotta live life, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's. So what else you got going on your neck of the woods for your channel?
Man, I just I like I said, I'm like trying to upload stuff. Um, I was thinking of maybe getting another video on Mr. Smartwatch. Talking about why I think that Samsung and other companies need to change the way that they do their bands and stuff. Because like I said, I think that it's just a little bit better and a little bit easier. But I don't know. Um,
Hmm.
I actually, and you'll see after, I just uploaded a video about my iOS 17 experience. Man, that was a mess. That was a mess.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
because you gotta wait for July to revert
yeah,
it back. If you and
yeah, I had to revert back to 16.5. Um, the reason being was everything was fine. Like everything was fine. The only problem that I was really having was phone calls, and a lot of
mm,
people mid conversation it would just stop, and you would think the person hung up, but I would look and it would say that the person was on the line, but they couldn't hear me. So
are you ready to laugh?
yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah.
continue.
Send that to me, please. Send that to me,
Yes, I
please.
will.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Send that to me. I'm gonna post
Yeah,
that.
I will.
Shoot, shoot, dude. It's true though. You know. Um, but yeah. So honestly, like I said, yes, and this is the developer beta. And I think actually I know that it's gonna get a lot better once it gets to the public betas. But you know, first of all, this was my main device that I have that I put it on, and I need it. I rely on it. So I can't run the betas on my main device because
Okay, I'll tell you one thing.
it doesn't work or
You,
whatever. And I said this before. I had said it before, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. It's for content. I'm gonna try it out. Well, this just proves my point, and I was telling my friend, um, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do it again unless I can get another device that I can put it on. I'm not gonna do it on my main device because
yeah,
honestly,
because you know why? You
well,
did it too early. If you wasn't like in the almost the later beta to
I
almost
had done
coming
it.
out.
I had done it early because a lot of people were saying it's a very stable software and a very stable beta and everything was running fine for them. So I'm like, all right, I got nothing to lose it if they're saying that Apple's finally got things down pat and it's really
Sorry,
good.
just a comment.
It's okay. You know, if they got things down pat and they're doing fine, and they're doing better than what iOS 16 beta was, then fine, I'll do it. So I did it, and honestly, I love all the features. I especially loved the um, I can't think of the specific name for it, but when you turn it on its side and it has the clock widget and
Yeah, I
whatnot.
forgot the name of the cloud
So
widget. The
and
nightstand or something. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. I love that. I really do. Now, again, was it worth it just for those things? Probably not. You know, um, because again, like I said, if everything else that you rely on doesn't work, it doesn't matter. You know.
And I'll tell you one thing: you want to get a laugh? Go check out
But
my latest tweet on Twitter. It went viral. People are casting me out left and right because of my Apple Watch. They thought it was fake because I had the case on it
I
and I
saw,
forgot to take it off.
I
So,
saw that. I saw that.
oh my
I
God, I think I'm up to almost close to 70 likes. That's how bad it is, that tweet. But I'll leave it there. It's entertainment. And thank you for the engagement, people. Continue to bring it on. I'm going to just laugh. Even
yeah.
people defending me.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah.
want to say hi to my lovely cousin and iBunny.
Oh wow. Awesome.
Veronica. Yeah, she's. Don't want to say, yeah, I'll leave it to that because if I say something, my other cousin get jealous. But
Oh gee.
I like her. I like her a lot. That's what I'm saying. But
That's
yeah, yeah. But also I like the new software they're putting for accessibility for you. When I
yes.
saw the keynote, they were very useful.
Yeah. I think and that's another thing that I want to make a video on. I think for accessibility, I mean, Apple's doing amazing. You know, they really care about a lot of people. Um, whether or not you're disabled or not. I think that
Mhm.
these accessibility features are going to help a whole lot of people. And actually, that's probably going to be another reason why people go more to Apple than to other companies.
Yeah, and
Unless
can I mention something
you
that
really
is
think
very
about this,
important?
because Apple is one of those companies that, it, again, in my opinion, make things easier for people day to day. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not trying to say that it's bad. I'm just saying from my experience, I think that Apple has a really, really good selection of accessibility features and other features that really help people day to day. I would love to see, I, as a Mr. Smartwatch, speaking of that channel, um, I would love to see other companies doing more things with health and fitness and all that, like Apple is doing. You know, I think that they could do a lot, and I think a lot of people would go that route
Yeah.
because they like Android. You know what I mean?
But I got a proposition for you. This is my work. Your Mr. Watch channel, if you up to it, I'm not trying to put you in the spot. You could interview me from the perspective of me owning a week of the watch.
Yeah,
If you want to,
definitely.
be down for that. So
Yeah, definitely, definitely, dude. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
yeah,
Um,
and also
I
I want
actually,
to say something else quickly.
yeah,
That um I don't know if you want to talk about this subject, home automation.
yeah.
I think for the disabled people, it does a lot. I
Oh,
mean, I know that we had it before. It's called clap on, clap off, but people don't. When they talk about home automation, they don't talk about the aspect of the convenience of the, impaired or people challenging people, disabled people that need it. It's very helpful, and I wish I had. I live in an apartment, so I cannot do everything home automation. But I have the
right.
chance. I would do a video based on that because people don't think about those aspects from home automation. Um, Bunny, I will send the link, but we almost out of here. We only got 10 minutes, so next time I'll send the link.
I
Yeah, because
just
I'll do
want
one
to,
hour.
I want to touch on what Sharkfin is saying.
Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
Twitter's toxicity central, and are way too many ads. I literally would delete my account and take the app off my phone, except for Twitter Spaces and DMs are lightning fast. I completely agree. I completely agree. Um, especially for it being toxicity central. Um, I don't want to get into that whole thing, but I see it, and I think it's become a real big problem. And man, I really wish people were smarten up because honestly, you know, it's just not good. You know,
And I'll tell
you
you one thing. I
you
don't
make
tweet a
one
lot.
wrong post, you make one wrong post, and you're the bad guy for
Yeah, I don't
excuse
tweet a lot.
me.
I was talking about when people put stuff. I always, chime in. You never see me tweet.
Yeah,
I barely tweet 1%, and this is the only time that I did it. Oh, the watch is fake.
you 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 say one thing about how you feel, how you really feel, and people will go the haywire. And it's just like, well, damn, I'm sorry for speaking the truth. You know, that's the kind of person I am. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't sugarcoat anything, especially on my channel. I don't care, if a lot of people think that something is great. If I think that it's not great, if I'm having a bad experience, I will let you know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that kind of person to say, "Hey, it's great, go buy it," and then people will come at you saying, "Oh, you said it was great, but I'm having this problem," you know. And it's little things like that, you know. And I think that I'm not going to say any names, but that whole thing with that creator who did the who did
Yeah,
that
I
work,
got it. I got it.
you know who I'm talking about.
Hmm.
That went way overboard. Yes, that person made a mistake, but you should not go ahead and tweet on your own talking about this person. That just shows that you are a low life son of a gun. You know, I didn't want to get there, but it's true. Sharpton said it. Twitter is toxic as hell. And honestly, I don't even really communicate with many people. Yeah, I do. I DM people with collabs and stuff, and if people want to talk to me, fine, that's fine. But I'm not gonna go in and comment on this one, on that one, and talk bad about this one and that one. Who the heck are you to do that? Like, why are you shaming other creators? Yes, again, like I said, they do something stupid, but you don't have to go and put them all the way on blast because of that. Just tell them, hey, this made me uncomfortable. Please fix it.
Yeah, I agree. There's ways to handle it like an adult. You don't have to put the person in blast, and that's the misconception of today social media. Because yeah, it gives you a lot of leverage to become an entrepreneur, to do good things, but also people use it for bad. There's good and bad everywhere. I'm not gonna knock that, but that person is not a bad person. He just made one
No,
off mistake. Me, because I didn't took out the case. People wanted to kill me. Oh, why you got a case? But if it's strong, I'm like, please, it's my money. Why you trying to dig in my wallet?
dude, you know, and it's like people say that, like, you're spending this or you're doing that. And it's like, it's my money. I'll do what I want with it, And it's like, if I'm buying it, obviously it's because I
I could
want
afford it.
I can afford it, first of all. And not only that, but I want to test it out and see how it works for my day to day. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know?
And look, I was honest. I put a negative on the Apple Watch. What I said when we started. Let's go repeat it for the bad people. If you do an expedition for a week, it's not worth buying that watch because the battery life is not there. It's only could give you 2.5 days if you're pulling it. If you're doing it big, if you're on Antarctica or you're going Mount Everest for 3 or 4 days,
Yeah,
yeah, it'll last you 2 days and a half, three on constantly. But other than that, it won't last you the whole expedition. So that's one and no negative for Apple. See, I'm not defending Apple. I'm being truthful. Whatever company does it right, does it right. What they did, yes, it is right. But the battery part is the hindering of the watch. Because if you're going for expedition and for the true meaning of the watch, yeah, if you're going one day, that's fine, it'll last. But if you're doing a hardcore expedition, come on, Apple, you got to get that better. That's all. See,
yeah,
I wasn't not for Apple. I was truthful.
right.
You
And
even agree with me.
again, you're the bad person for saying how you feel. And that's not just on Twitter. That's not just on YouTube. That's everywhere nowadays. That's everywhere nowadays. And that is sad. You know? But anyway,
Yeah, we got 8 more minutes, so I don't know what else you want to talk about because I already exhausted. We talk about Vision Pro. Oh, the Pixel 4, we forgot to talk. Want to talk about it quickly?
yeah,
The last thing.
and you also said that you wanted to talk about the AR glasses or what
Oh, but we did talk about Vision Pro a little bit.
yeah, going on that, like,
Mhm.
it's again a first gen device. I think that it serves its purpose. Yes, do I think we had more battery on it? Absolutely. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's a first gen device. They're gonna learn from it. If we have a Gen 2, I'm sure it's gonna be a lot better. But we just gotta live with it. And
Mhm.
again, I think going off of that video that we talked about earlier, um, I agree completely. But again, you know, that's what was in the plans, and that's what came out. So we just gotta accept it.
Mhm. And I don't know how many people are gonna watch this and get mad at me for saying the truth about the Apple Watch. For what is done, the capability are there. It just if you are out there and you stranded, and that's the only watch you got because you decided to go a week and 3 days and the watch doesn't last, then what you gonna do? You SOL. You know how people gonna find you.
Yeah.
So
And that's another thing. I think that again, not just on Twitter, but everywhere, people jump into conclusions. My mother has always said that, when you're texting somebody, you're the person texting it means it one way, but once it gets to that other person or other people, they could read it a whole other way, and it's going to cause havoc. You know, and that's it's crazy, but as long as you have that one-to-one conversation with that person and you settle things that way and not publicly, then I think that would say a lot more about you than anything else. Again, it says a lot more about the people who shamed this person and said those things about that creator and his ability to do things. Man,
yeah,
like
yeah. I just want to get
I'm
it.
sorry, but you're no better. What if it was you making that mistake? People don't think about it that way.
Mhm.
What if it was you? People would say the same thing, and you would be the one that was getting bad. Because now, not only does it make it bad for the viewers, but it makes it bad for the companies who send out that tech creator thing because they're not going to want to work with that creator because of that
Mhm.
situation. You got
Yeah,
you
and
got to
before.
think. I've learned this over the years, and again, my mother has always said, "You got to think before you act." You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and also I wanted to talk about the Pixel like at least 3 minutes if you don't mind. I
Sure.
think the form factor is good, and people thinking, oh, it's not there because it got big bezel. I heard people saying that. I'm like, please, at least you got something to hold the phone. There's no false touch and everything. I don't know. I like the Pixel 4 for what I saw. I love it. If I had the money, I would buy it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I like the form factor and everything. You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wish that
Again,
they had a extra feature. So if you plug it to your computer through USB-C, that have the capability to do like Dex, go into Chrome. That would have been nice and a nice bonus. I don't know if you agree with me. If you had like a desktop mode, but convert it to Chrome, then maybe the price would have been more swallow. But if it's basic Android, I don't know. You know.
exactly.
And they still could do that in an update in the future and have the ability, you know. and that's competing with their own Android. Oh yeah, Savage
Savage.
is doing.
What's up, man?
Oh, right here, let me read this comment. What he said. Yeah, that was said on Twitter and misunderstood by a creator a few days ago because I thought he was disrespecting the MacBook users, and it's turned out he wasn't. Oh yeah, I mean, whatever is material, I'm not gonna be like unless Apple told me, oh, defend my material and give me the bag. I'm just kidding. No, but I understand misunderstood. I mean, as long as it's not directly disrespecting me and it's just an object, I'll let it go. You know what I mean?
I'll never forget. Okay, I will never forget. This is a completely off-topic story that I'm about to tell. But I was on a live stream on Facebook of a Portuguese singer, and
Oh, Twitter space.
no, on Facebook. Like I
Oh,
said,
Facebook.
yeah, and I was, just enjoying the music, whatever. And I made one comment, and I kind of asked him for a title of a song that he sings, but I asked it in such a way that, now that I think about it, yeah, I mean, for the reader, it could be bad, but in my eyes, it wasn't. Again, it's all up to the person who's reading how they interpret it. But this specific Portuguese singer, he's from my area, and he went about it in such a way that I don't think any big creator should. Whether you're in tech or whatever. You know, I think that you know if you want to maintain your image or whatever, you got to handle it privately, not go at the person and shaming the person on a live stream because of what they're saying and what they're doing, but confront them in a different way. And like I said, it's sad that people do that kind of thing. I was disgusted when I saw things on Twitter, and I mean I'm still going at this, and I'm sorry, but like, man,
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm listening. Yeah, go ahead before we end this. But I like this comment too. He's right.
yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, honestly, like I said, you're creating that thing. You're not thinking about how people are gonna take it. You're just, okay, this is my video. This is what I'm trying to get to. But again, you do have to think about how other people are going to interpret that. Whether again that be a video title or a video thumbnail or whatever. You know, um, but again, I just don't see why people went all over him, because I honestly I've talked to him a couple times, and I think he's a really great guy. And I'm not saying that because he's Portuguese or whatever, but I personally think he's a great guy because he's made awesome content. He's talked to all these creators that we all look up to, and again, makes one little mistake, and everybody goes haywire. You know, the internet, man, is like it's crazy. It's really
Mhm.
crazy. But
Well, I want to thank you. Can you plug yourself before we head out of here?
yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciated it. I was thinking, um, like I said, I was doing the video actually when you messaged me. I was putting my phone on the tripod, and
Oh,
I felt my watch vibrate. I'm like, come on, who's calling me? And I saw it was you. I was like, oh man. And I was gonna say no, but I'm like, you know what, man? I gotta be on a live stream of some sort. I'm doing these live streams, but I'm never on anybody else's. So,
yeah.
and man, thank you for inviting me. I know you've invited me before, and I've shot you down because things have come up. But I really appreciate you, and honestly,
Yeah,
man,
no problem.
keep doing what you do. I think you're awesome. I do, even though I don't comment, I'm that kind of person now where I don't comment on everybody's stream, but I'm there, you know.
Yeah.
And you're one of them. Sometimes I'll comment, but sometimes I can't. But I'm always watching, man, and I think your content is awesome.
Oh,
And
he's going live.
you've honestly been one of my very good friends that ever since I started my channel, we've talked, and I really
Likewise.
support. I really appreciate
Yep.
your support.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna put all the description below from Taylor Tech and both channels. And if you like what you see, become a subscriber. With that said, peace and love. Take care. Have a wonderful night, everybody, or whatever time zone you are. And go ahead, Taylor.
One thing, if you have a Discord and you want to join, link is in my bio. So make sure you guys go check that out.
All right, we'll put everything. You'll send it to me, and we'll do that. With that, peace and love. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. Till next time.